Alright. What's up, everybody, and welcome back. We got REYNOR down here in the bottom right side of the map, representing Basilisk GG. Or just Basilisk. He's up against Creator in the top left side of the map, of course. Creator, a very powerful Protoss. He has blocked REYNOR's expansion, forced him to take that third base, and he's just harassing that main base right now. This is a Masters Coliseum best-of-3 group stage match. Of course, it is not played on the new patch. Keep getting lots of comments about that. Patch isn't out yet, guys. Patch is just being tested. The only tournament that's being played so far at the time of me casting this on that patch is Wardy's Balance Test. And on the other hand, whilst the ESL weekly cups always are played on the live version of the game, all other tournaments tend to use a mod that fixes any bugs. That being said, the live version of Ladder has actually fixed the Colossus range and most other bugs. So it is nice after a month and a half or so of Colossus having an extra range for no reason, a few other things going on, that most of those bugs did get cleaned up, including the shield battery and that sort of thing. Now these Lings waiting to get in there. These Adepts have gone out hunting, or this Adept has. The Ling could run in if he wants to, but notice REYNOR's being very conservative with his Overlord, hiding it on the pillar, and good thing he did, because that's a Stalker coming out second. Adept comes in, good pullback on the drone, and nice pullback by Creator. He'll try to get in between these hatcheries to cause a bit of a ruckus. Adept's going to shade on backwards. Stalker's going after the Zerglings there. Zergling's going to rotate around the left right now. Gets a pretty decent scout. Sees there's an Oracle coming out first. Seems like a very standard opening. Babylon's a small map. If I was REYNOR, I would be thinking about potentially queen walking Creator. The problem is that Creator plays a very safe style. Look at this. Robo right after Stargate. Like, that's actually slowing down a second Oracle or anything getting out there. What in the heck? Is he rushing Disruptors or something? This is a very unique play from Creator. Robo twice. Oh, wait. Old school. He's playing Charge Lord Archon? What? What the hell is this? I got all American for a second there. What? What is happening? Like, you know I'm shocked when I change accents, guys. This is very old school. I haven't seen this one in a while. So I expect 2 more gateways to go down. Yep. Oh, he's actually building 3 more gateways. Oh, no, that's just because one of those is finishing the wall. Yeah, so going to 4 gateways, and it's going to be a bit of an Archon drop. The question is, how quick does he secure his third? Because he's going gas so early, he can make a lot of Archons. I think he'll at least fake a third Nexus. Like, he'll start building it, but maybe not really build any probes for it. Yeah, Templar Archives is already on the way. Warp Prism building. Single Oracle didn't really find any damage just yet. So REYNOR's opening has looked pretty smooth so far. He's got a Roach Horn on the way. Now, you might be wondering, why is his Roach Horn so early at 4 minutes 20, guys? Well, he's only seen 1 Oracle. No Phoenix, no Void Ray, no second or third Oracle. What is going on? Like, as a Zerg, you've got to wonder, where's all that money going? Normally, I'd have 2 Oracles in my face, probably a third one by now. Now a Warp Prism comes out, which I do believe REYNOR spotted. He's definitely going to find out in a moment here. As the Warp Prism stops just outside of Overlord Vision. Stalker cleans one up. Lings are going to try to hunt that down. Oracle's ready to defend that Stalker, of course, and it should be able to. Meanwhile, High Templar warping in. Overlord's going to start running away. That's a bunch of Archons morphing. So it's a 4-gate Archon pressure. Immortals are building behind it. This early Immortal production, usually a sign of some sort of timing attack. Oh, the Archon almost goes down. Very nice play there. Remember, Archons do a lot of damage, guys. They do 35 versus Bios. They do one-shot Zerglings. They also do splash damage as well, hitting the adjacent units for varying rings of percentage-based damage. Lair on the way, as well as a 4th hatchery. 59 workers, squeezing out a few drones, a few roaches. A few more drones, maybe a little bit greedy, but that being said, Creator is probing. This is a very old school style from Creator. I do always like that Creator mixes up his styles when he's outmatched. Same thing when he played that Grand Finals versus Rogue. Rogue versus Creator played a GSL Finals. You expect Rogue versus Creator to be the most one-sided stomp of all time. No offense to Creator, but it's Rogue. The man is a cheesy god when it comes to ZvP, and he's amazing in the macro game. And yet Creator, a couple of years ago when he made that Grand Finals, he made it really close. It was a very close, hard-fought Grand Finals. Creator put up an incredible fight. And I think what was so special about that is he did a lot of very weird builds I've never seen before, or that were from years past, and he really made it hard to assume what's happening next. And I think it's kind of the same here, where REYNOR's a little bit unsure of where this game is going. On the other hand, that can give you the potential to have some big advantages. I don't think it's happened this game. REYNOR is ahead. He's at 75 drones, going to 80. He does need to stop droning, though. He's droning so hard and squeezing in a Spire. That's crazy greedy, man. The Zealot Archon's coming across the map. REYNOR starts building more Roaches, but he's only got 12. REYNOR's been very greedy. He's building more Spore Crawlers for some reason as well. I don't know why he's building Spore Crawlers. He needs to do nothing but make Roaches and Overlords. These Queens are a bit exposed, as are the Roaches. Roach speed's not ready. Remember, Europeans go for a very late lair, which means Roach speed's very late. That means you're weak to this. Nice! Force fields, the Roaches. Oh, a few of them do slip away. That last Force field was king. The Immortals do come forward. That Sentry gets saved by a hot pickup. The Archon's fighting the Queens on the south. One of those Archons looks like it's going to fall just to Queens, which is not really what you want here as Creator, but he will take out all those Queens on the south. If those Immortals can get on top of the Roaches on the top, that'll be great. The Archon needs to pull back for Creator. Another Archon going down. You got to be careful, because if the Archons go down, then the Ling and Roaches that rally out are going to start to surround you. And man, REYNOR was so greedy this game, but I think he's getting away with it. Oh, 1,500 minerals in the bank for Creator right now because he's having to keeps on sieging his Prism. Oh, the Spore Crawler actually uproots there. Could have killed the Observer. But man, he doesn't have enough gateways. He's only got 6 gateways. Creator's not spending his money. He's microing well. But he has, if he had a 4th base or something, maybe. He's trying to win the game right here and now. He's got a lot of bank binds. Dude, the Immortals are slaying the Roaches. As long as he saves the Immortals, I think this is totally fine for Creator. He can transition. He didn't kill quite as many drones as I think he wants to, but he denied mining on the 4th that whole time. He killed a bunch of Queens. There's no Queens left. And if he can just get home and defend, he should be okay. Just floating a lot of money during it was the issue. But 3 Immortals and a pack of Charge Lots, I don't think these Roaches can counterattack right now. REYNOR can deny the 4th. He can definitely do that. Yeah, this 4th not being defended right now. As the Roach sees it, you're going to see REYNOR's whole army redirect. He's kind of giving away that, actually. Yeah, a little slow to get up there, man. That could have been a free snipe. 6 Mutalisks on the way. That's going to be a big problem for Creator. Blink is about halfway done. And his +1 has now kicked in. +2 starts up immediately off that same chrono boost. +2 range starts for REYNOR same time. REYNOR going up to 80 workers and 8 gases again. But where's the Baneling Nest? Where's the melee upgrades? For me, it feels like by committing the way he is forced to shove with Mass Roach. Because there isn't going to be any tech kicking in time. It's basically Mutas dance around the back, distract the Protoss, and then the Roaches are just going to shove and try to kill the 4th base. And I think it can definitely work, but he doesn't really have a backup play if that doesn't go his way, because there's no Baneling Nest or melee upgrades coming. Few Roaches looking for a run by on the south. Mutas are going to fly in the natural. There's already a cannon there. Good positioning by Creator with those cannons. He also starts to chase the Roaches back on the right side. Mutas get 4 probes to start. There's cannon in the main base with a few of these Stalkers as well. Picking off some probes is nice, but that is not super impactful. Not for building 5 Mutalisks, or even 6. He lost one of them already. Mass Ravager Ling being built right now. Infestation Pit starts behind it, as well as 4 more drones, but REYNOR needs to find damage now. He's got a big enough supply advantage that it's very likely he'll be able to. All those cannons and batteries in each of these bases are not going to defend the push on the natural. The Stalkers are pulled out of position. This gives REYNOR faith. He knows he's out of position. Oh, he catches a ball in the open. Creator caught with his pants down, and REYNOR with a swift kick right to the spherical object between the Protoss legs does give him some very heavy traumatic bruising. The Immortals, though, very scary here. Stalkers coming in from the left as well. Good positioning for Creator, but he has to keep the Immortals alive. As long as the Immortals are fighting like that, they're doing very well. REYNOR's kind of cornered himself. Uh-oh. Oh my god, this might actually work out really well for Creator. It's just the numbers are so high for REYNOR, it's hard to get through everything. But dude, okay, an Immortal went down there, guys. One Immortal did fall, but an amazing fight for him. Mutas coming on the top, get a few more probes. Overall, very impressive micro and engagements for Creator. Blinking forward, taking out Overseers, clearing the creep control as well. He does leave one creep tumor up the top. And keep in mind, the Mutas of REYNOR, give him a unit he can multitask with, and he'll make you work just to defend those worker lines. Dancing in and out and all around. The Roach Ravager coming back out. Watch out for the ball! Oh, REYNOR! REYNOR once again goes for that kick between the legs, but not able to get through it, man. The spherical object gets the shot off right over. And that was a big mistake for REYNOR. He could have just pulled back there. He did not need to commit the way he did, but he didn't want to give up ground, and now he's going to have to pull all the drones into this next battle. This is a very nasty spot. Mutas take out the Robo. Can you believe it? The Robo just died, guys. Drones are forced to fight. The Stalkers aren't very good at killing drones, So Creator's going to have to try and start a step backwards. Dude, he just killed the third base of Reynor. But, oh, Raider's killing all of the workers on Creator's third as well. Creator desperately needs more damage right now. The Stalker's trying to warp in. So many probes have gone down. It's 74 drones to 47 probes. But the drones aren't mining. The drones are not mining. It's basically two-base mining versus actually a little bit better mining for Creator. And if Creator wins this fight, he wins the game. The drones sacrificing themselves to tank here. The Immortals, one of them on 30 kills right now on this left side, up to 32 before it goes down. The Immortals are almost all gone. Reynor needs to take out this last Immortal, but it's standing strong. It goes down, but at what cost? So much Zerg falls. Almost identical worker counts. The Stalkers hunting down the Roaches, the Queens, everything on that right side. Creator doing so well. He's splitting his units in both sides. Stalkers taking out the Mutas behind the mineral line. Reynor messing up on the multitasking there because there is just under such an impossible situation. It's so hard to micro here because, well, he basically needs to make magic happen. He's like, drones, if I give you guys a big stick with a nail in the end, can you fight a Stalker? They shake their heads and retreat behind the mineral line. Reynor forced to tap out there. Creator with a fantastic defense of that big Ravager push, and Reynor got kind of surrounded, and just a fantastic hold from Creator. All right, guys, that was a... I think if he dodges the Disruptor shot, that could have worked, but Reynor does run forward and takes a big one to the face. Creator down here in the bottom right side. I was very impressed with Creator's hold, because losing his Disruptor at the start of that hold, when the Ravagers got between his bases, it's always very annoying. Creator loves blocking the base, and because Reynor isn't really doing a lot of the 15 hatch, 15 pool that Cyril's been doing a lot more, definitely see this block paying off against him a lot. Just going to drone up, 17 hatch into a couple more workers there, not too bad. Gateway, gas, and of course we'll go for the 20 Nexus will Creator. Now Creator's a very good defensive player. That game was kind of fascinating because, yeah, Reynor was just way too greedy, especially for a kind of smallish map. In Babylon, I don't think that first Immortal timing would have been anywhere near as scary if Reynor wasn't going 4th base, 5th, I think he might have even been taking 5th, but he was building a Spire. So he was going Spire upgrades, 8 gases, and like 80 drones against a 60 probe timing attack. Most Zergs die there. Reynor often survives and then still is in a very playable position just because he's so good at like scrambling and microing in emergency situations and getting his way out of trouble. It definitely, though, on the strategic side, you got to look at it and say, hey, that was like clear mistakes you made in that last game. Like, you got to be more careful. Creator's capable of doing weird timings. You know, to see a single Stargate opening into a 3rd base with no gases, and then to try and make 80 workers in a Spire, that's insanely greedy. Like, if Lambo does that, no offense to Lambo, he dies. If Cero does it, he probably dies as well to that attack timing. But Reynor's like, lol, I've got really good micro. I react really well and really fast. I'm hard to kill. He is. Reynor is a very hard to kill player. Alright, looks like the first depth's coming out. Stalker behind that. And it's going to be a Twilight opening. Interesting, though. This is a kind of delayed Twilight. It's not like a super fast Twilight. It's not the end of the world. But I would say that's probably for a Dark Templar drop. Because glaive timing matters a little bit more with a faster Twilight. It sometimes matters for it. But with a Dark Templar build, you don't really have enough money to make the Robo and the Dark Shrine at the same time anyway. So I could be wrong on that, but we'll see. Depth shading in ain't going to find nothing. Doesn't lose anything beyond its shield, so it'll regen that. Stalker is out. Overlord's just hanging above the pillar. Doesn't want to poke in. And indeed, that Robo goes down. As I said, even with the delayed Twilight, you can see there's not 150 for the Dark Shrine yet. But it is indeed resonating glaives, so I was wrong. Second gateway goes down. 3rd base coming up here for Reynor as well. Okay, so how well does Reynor handle this? And what option does he like to defend? Because he should be realizing sometime in the next few seconds, next 20, 30 seconds, basically at 4 minutes, if you haven't seen an Oracle, you better react. And it's too late at that point to do the quick 3 Ravager response that Dark prefers in this scenario. So I think what we're going to see from Reynor is probably the 4 minutes to 4 minutes 10 Roach Horn. And it looks like, yeah, 6 Queens. I mean, Queens aren't the worst thing against this, but it's the delay on the Roaches that's painful. There we go. Okay, Roach Horn goes down. Very nicely done. It's all about getting some roaches out to help deal with those adepts. It is a 4-gate glaive adept, and he's actually taking 4 gases behind it, so it's a more economic version. It's not one of the really sharp adept rush timings. It's going to be more of a macro glaive adept timing. Looking to get an overreaction out of REYNOR, find some damage, and then probably just secure a 3rd base, or maybe a robo bay behind it. But yeah, it's not... The timing doesn't feel too sharp. He's moving out now at about 420. Nothing in the wall is super dangerous. Stalker does move up to secure the wall. And we should be seeing those warp gates are all ready. Where is that warp prism? There it is. Does feel just a little slow on this warp in. But 8 adepts at 4 minutes 40, not too bad. 6 queens, 13 zerglings out, 5 roaches building, a few spore crawlers building, because REYNOR's not sure if there's a Dark Templar follow-up or not. He has got a lot of drones exposed on this hatchery right now. Oh, the Evo block is so nice. Gonna have to build another one of those. He's gonna have to build another one of those. Good transfuse. Oh, he doesn't get the other Evo up. Already loses 1 drone, make it 2. But those adepts are taking a lot of damage. Good focus fire. You can tell he was focusing on certain adepts there. The drones go straight back to mining, and in the natural, looks like the prism warped in another 4 adepts. Good multi-prong pressure, but REYNOR defends it and starts droning up. He's already up 5 workers. He's building 7 more. Creator went 4 gas, but he forgot to build probes. What's going on? Wait, Creator pulled off gas in his main. Oh, it's a fake. Oh, it's a fake. Creator wanted him to see these gases on the natural. Creator's playing 300 IQ mind games, guys. This is really smart if your opponent scouts. I don't know if REYNOR scouts, though. Keep that in mind. REYNOR doesn't scout nearly as much as other Zergs. He did see the gases, though. And if he comes back in with the Overlord, he'd see them mining. And he sees a 3rd base. This all convinces you that Creator's playing a macro game. But that is a fake 3rd base. He's going to do a 2 immortal timing attack, guys. He's already queued up both immortals. He needs to chrono them. He's building more pylons, more gateways. This is an adept immortal all in. REYNOR is making Overlord speed. That's not going to help him in this scenario. It'll kick in too late to scout this. Evo Chamber also not going to give him anything against this. He's droning. He needs to stop droning and build army. It's only 41 probes. This is a very clever move, making it look like he's investing in 4 gas when he's really just barely above 2 gases. Creator, the tricky boy that he is, really trying to surprise REYNOR with a big all-in. REYNOR's making melee, lair, more and more workers. He's going to 20+ workers again. Oh, the Prism's a little slow to get home, though. I think he's waiting for the Prism to pick up these Immortals. I guess you want to warp in a few rounds of Adepts anyway. Ling sees an empty 3rd. REYNOR knows. REYNOR knows what's up. He sees the 3rd, but he just queued up 2 more drones. REYNOR, what are you doing, mate? I swear, he was looking at the Zergling, and then he just queued up 2 more drones. He starts 2 roaches. The man is a man that builds spines now. Oh my god, he just started another queen. Okay, he's trying to build roaches, but he's already spent all of his lava on going to 70 workers. He has no business defending this push, but REYNOR is a wizard. Let's see if the wizard can pull a rabbit out of a hat, because he needs to pull a goddamn crocodile out of the hat. He needs to do some insane holding here to hang on. That is a massive Adepts, and 2 Immortals coming in behind it. I think he's going to fly past. Here we go. Where are those Immortals? The Immortals a little bit slow to get in there. He's going to try and shade on top. Yeah, he just goes for it. He's just going to go for it. The Immortals need to focus fire the roaches. One of them's shooting the roaches. The other one's shooting the queens right now. He's splitting the Immortals up to go on both sides. But that Immortal on the right's exposed. Creator, you got to be careful. It's REYNOR. He will pounce on exposed Immortals. Top left, bottom right. Those Immortals need to be careful. Oh my god, the Adepts are shading away. The Immortals need to get back together. That Immortal goes down. The Immortal on the natural. Creator slips up. You cannot afford to lose the Immortals here. That being said, the Roach Ravage is getting together. He takes out some of them, but it's too even in numbers. He needs to bring this fight back together. REYNOR's done a great job of splitting. The Adepts are not getting the worker kills yet. They need to start killing these workers. REYNOR was completely unprepared for this, but he's scrambling like a mad lad. He's doing a very good job of keeping his drones alive. He's lost 13 of them, but it's not over yet. Both Immortals went down! Creator did not protect his Immortals in this fight. He was too focused on splitting up for damage. I think he could have just committed to a frontal engage and hunted down REYNOR's army methodically while splitting a few Adepts left and right. As it is, REYNOR loses another 2 drones? He's still got so many. He's got 35 drones mining on his natural, but his 3rd base is still mining. If Adepts get in there, that's going to cause problems for him. These Adepts shade down here. A few more drones. 35 drones playing refugees right now. They are trying to find a new home to work. 2 more drones go down on that base. REYNOR does have 12 roaches, 15 lings, 5 queens up. His mining is really bad right now. You can see Creator way ahead in the mining because Creator's got a 3rd base up behind this. And of course, REYNOR has just not been able to mine for the last few minutes. The Prism still going to run around and try to be annoying. But Creator's got to be careful. There's a Spore. There's a bunch of queens. REYNOR keeps 67 workers alive. 7 more workers building in the midst of this. He knew that Creator would be macroing. He's not even respecting. If there was a follow-up attack, it actually might have killed him here. Because he's literally gone back to droning to 80 workers. REYNOR and Greed. Name a more iconic duo. REYNOR and disgusting greed and getting out of trouble in bad situations where anyone else should die. How? This is going to be so tilting for Creator. He's like, what? You went to 70 workers and 4 bases and you held that? But I think it's kind of the same mistake Creator made against Serral, actually, at Gamers 8, where he was a bit afraid to just chase the army with his Zealot all in when he surprised Serral on Babylon, and I think he could have just killed the Roachwarren and killed Serral in that game. Likewise here, I think if he just fully committed to the fight in one spot, kept his Immortals together, and just methodically chased the Roaches down on one side with the Immortal Prism while the Adepts isolate the units on the other side, there's not too much REYNOR can do. And if your Immortals ever get outnumbered, you can pull them back. As it is, though, this Stalker Immortal fight's good, man. Roach speed is not there. Creator looking confident. The supply looks terrible for Creator, though, even though this fight is going so well for him. Oh my god, the Stalker's going to blink in. He's going to try to capitalize. The drones are being pulled, though. You got to be careful with those forward blinks. He senses weakness from REYNOR, but you got to realize REYNOR's up 20 workers right now. REYNOR is up 20 workers. If he can hold on, Creator doesn't have a great setup behind this. He doesn't have splash damage or anything like that. Oh, the Immortal does get saved. Good pullbacks, dodges the blinks as well. Creator, you can tell he's got a bit of a Protoss protuberance right now, a little bit of an excitement in his nethers, but he does not realize that supply count is so insane, and with Roach speed, +1 range, +2 melee about to kick in, REYNOR is literally macroing in the midst of what should be a life or death situation. And he's actually out of the woods completely now. Double Forges on the way behind this. Creator probably feels like he's got REYNOR on the ropes more than he does. But it is just a pack of Stalkers and a single Immortal. His 4th base is coming up, but his probe count was a bit behind for so long. Now he's regrowing the probes, but with no splash damage on the way, the 2-1 Roach Ravager Ling timing could be deadly. You don't even need a Baneling speed here, right? Oh, actually, he's got Baneling speed. Oh, no. Oh, Creator's dead. His second Robo and Robo Bay are coming up, but there's just no way. If REYNOR he's got +2 melee and Bane speed, he just needs to make 20 Banelings and go, and there's nothing Creator can do against that. Creator actually is just screwed here. There's no way he can get splash damage out in time. 2-1 isn't going to finish in time. Yeah, REYNOR's about to morph Banes and go, and I'm a big Creator fan. I lived with this guy and trained with him for like a month way back many 10, 11 years ago, but I don't think you can get out of this one. That being said, he's distracting with the Prism. That's a good move. If he can get out a few Disruptors or Colossus, I don't think Colossus will be enough. Probably, we'll see. Colossus are very popular right now. We'll see what comes out of those Robos, guys. 2 Robos up. It is going to be Colossus #1 starting. Not enough gas for the other one, unfortunately. He's only on 5 gas right now. Those Stalkers were chewing up a lot of it. The Cannon Battery coming in will help. Prism is still dancing around the backside. Depths come in there, managed to grab 3 drones, not too bad. Stalker's looking for another snipe on REYNOR's 5th base. Oh, he's been doing this really well. Look at how many Banelings there are! There's gonna be 60 Banelings! REYNOR doesn't even care to set up the attack. He literally is throwing his Zerg Amex special quality card at Creator. Creator leaves a few Stalkers, does get the cancel on the hatchery, but REYNOR immediately rebuilds. REYNOR has the money. REYNOR just was so greedy in the midst of everything. He managed to hold on, and that is an army of Zerg. Oh my lord, a cascade of Banelings washing over the rocks. And it doesn't matter how far you spread these pebbles out, there is enough Zerg to just overwhelm REYNOR, you greedy legend. GG, well played. Ties up the series. All right, guys. REYNOR down in the bottom left now. Ties up the series. Creator blocking him again, forcing him to go to that 3rd. So he just builds an extra drone, gets a 3rd base up on 17, and Creator going for the standard play behind it. This is fascinating. I mean, REYNOR is just being caught being a bit too greedy so far in this series. His scouting has not been good enough, and he's surviving barely by the skin of his teeth when he does manage to. And yeah, he's really. I just imagine how different it is playing StarCraft. If you're as good as REYNOR, it's like he gets extra lives. He's a cat. That's actually it. Maybe REYNOR's just a cat. Like, you can pick up REYNOR and chuck him out of a 10-story window, and he'll like flip through the air, land on his feet, and casually just walk off, like slink away down an alley. You're like, what? And he's like, oh, I just used a bonus life. No worries, man. And you're like, okay. To be fair, Creator losing the Immortals was a terrible mistake. It is. He got too excited there, for sure. He needed to be a little bit more calm, and we know Creator is anything but calm. in these sorts of situations where he knows he's the underdog. He like is playing at 150%, which many people would argue you're going to basically spike your adrenaline. If you care as much and get as amped up as creator, your hands are going to be shaky. You're going to misclick. You're going to tunnel vision. It's very hard to stay in the moment when you're kind of obsessing over the outcome the way we know creator kind of does. You know, he's very upset when things don't go his way and very ecstatic when things do go his way. So a few slip-ups. Definitely keeping his army together and just keeping the Immortals alive and continuing to warp in, I think would have been a game winner. As it is, Twilight Council goes down for creator again. He's going to go for that sort of pressure opening again. I don't think it played out too poorly last game. That being said, Reynor did defend the initial Adept waves quite well, and I do think he was ahead off that. That's part of why he was able to be so good. You might be thinking, like, well, how can a Zerg possibly survive doing all that stuff? But don't get me wrong, guys. I'm pretty sure he cancelled Overlord speed when he saw it coming in. And remember, most importantly, he was ahead because he defended the first Adept so smoothly that Reynor was already a little bit ahead. So that gives Reynor maybe the room to build, let's say, 6 more drones than you normally could get away with because he shut down the Adepts pretty well. Okay. There's also something else that allows him to get away with being a bit greedy, and that is creator was focusing so much on being tricky, he built 2 extra gases that he had no need for in his build. That's 150 minerals, but it's also, he then still had a worker on each gas in the main, and he was floating a lot of gas unnecessarily. So he was arguably 2 to 3 probes higher than he needed to be creator, and he was also, taking gases unnecessarily, and he didn't find damage with his Adepts. Despite that, Reynor was still so greedy that I do think it could have been a loss for him. So he's got to count his lucky stars and say, let's not put ourselves in that spot again. Roachhorn coming in once again, so he seems to be aware that it is a Twilight Council build. Slight supply block here. He's missing just a few seconds of probe production as creator, not too much. Only a single gas. Going to play that heavy queen style again, which is really good because it makes it hard for the prism to rotate. And it is, once again, just a fake third gas, just to make it look like, hey, look, I'm doing a normal gas thing. It's a gas build. He even puts workers on it, but he's actually probing up a little bit more this time, going to at least 42 workers. Adepts arriving on the front lines. Resonating Glaives is about to finish. Those 4 Adepts warping in. 8 Adepts at the front at just before 4 minutes 40, just like last game. Don't know if it's advisable to be doing the same build twice in a row versus someone as good as Reynor. The last thing you want is him to feel comfortable and be able to predict your next move. But that is why we're going for a quicker third base. Observer and Stalker will clear that one up. He's going to take a third to the left. And those Adepts hanging out at the front. Hasn't been warping in more Adepts. I expect a Robo Bay to go down soon. He's warping in a sentry in the wall. Ling run by going to go around the right side. Lots of Lings at home. 28 Zerglings, 6 Queens, and now a few Roaches coming out. The lair starts up along with a second gas. Few Lings going to try to get in there, but the Adepts are nearby. They ain't going to find much. Oh, bad Stalker positioning. That was unnecessary for creator, but he does force field and keep the unit alive. There's a lot more Lings where that came from, though. Gotta be careful about the next wave. Prism tries to rotate in the main. Roaches are there. Great vision for Reynor. Look at this Overlords covering the edges. He's got 1 or 2 tactical ones out front, which are now being replaced by creep spread, so he doesn't really need them. He's got a Ling out there on the map. And it's going to be a Blink follow-up here for creator. Blink and +1 on the way. Mass Blink Stalker, we know, doesn't really scale well enough against a guy as good as Reynor. Got to find a way to put some more pressure on him, but Reynor's up at an 11 worker advantage already. It simply feels like he is ahead in this game. And remember, he was ahead against the Glaive Adept opening last game, so to do what is essentially a very similar amount of Adepts, not feeling too good about this for creator. I do think he had a better shot with the Oracles. Okay, Sentry, careful, good force field. He's going to warp in a Stalker and a Sentry at the third as well. That's already multiple Sentries being forced to warp in. I feel like Sentries aren't the best unit in this matchup. Force field there could have saved that. If you put it right on top, it can basically block all surface area on a pylon or shield battery. Prism's going down around the bottom right. Can once again look for run bys, but look at Reynor's defensive positioning. His Roaches are just sitting in the center. But he's going to react very quickly. Prism comes in from the bottom right of our screen. Roaches are there. Actually, Reynor a little slow, but he's got a queen in his 4, so it doesn't even matter. The Adepts ain't going to get nothing. I ain't going to get nothing. Fourth base on the far left side, melee upgrades on the way, as well as roach speed. Baneling Nest goes down. REYNOR getting ready for that next stage of the game. You can see the worker count has tied up, which is good for Creator, but that comes off the back of REYNOR being in the lead on that for a while. Interestingly, REYNOR's not droning that fourth. You would expect him to start droning it now so that the drones can build, travel to that fourth base, and then be ready to mine as soon as the hatchery is finished. He does queue a few more workers here, going up to 6 gases. But it feels to me like REYNOR might just be committing 100% to a 66 drone Ravagerling Bane. And to be fair, what was his weakness in the previous games? Being way too greedy. So he might just be like, yeah, I'm just going to play safer this time. His Ling scouts, the gases on the third though, big sign of Creator playing greedy, and 11 more workers start up. So this is the first game in this series where REYNOR's actually double-checked that the Protoss isn't all-inning him before building up to 70-80 workers. And it's the one game where he would have actually gotten away with being greedy. So Creator's got to be kind of happy with that when he looks back on this replay afterwards, whatever the outcome is. 8 gateways coming up, second Robo Bay, no doubt Colossus coming out soon. But how do you defend a fourth base? It's too late for the double Robo Bay to really just be a 3-base timing. You're going to need a fourth base of your own. Adepts, uh-oh. Oh, good catch by REYNOR. Most of these Adepts go down, only about 4 or 5 left over. And Link's coming that right side. Saying, no fourth base for you, not just yet. Creator will lose a probe. Stalkers, oh no. Hey, yes he will. No fourth for you. REYNOR sends 2 Lings back, gets that probe, goes for a hive base, hive behind this, +2 melee as well. New probe's coming out to take the fourth. Oh, that's a lot of Roach Ravager. Gotta watch out for the sentries though. They could trap you in this corridor. Creator with some decent blink micro. Does cop a few biles. Uh-oh. Fourth base, Adepts and probe going down once again. Biles, while distracting on the right side, really nicely done, making it hard for Creator to handle that. Creator unable to get a fourth base. And up at 78 workers on 4 bases yourself with a 5th on the way now. REYNOR feels very happy with what he's achieved. Baneling speed's done, +2 melee, still over a minute away. He may end up just doing a +1 timing. First 2 Colossus are out. Spotting those will be big. And he sees them. That's almost every game right now, though. The Colossus builds are everywhere at the moment. One Robo pumping Colossus, the other one not building anything. A few Immortals mixing in has been my favorite thing to see. Recently, 4 Colossus into 2 or 3 Immortals. Maybe a Disruptor, but it does feel like the Disruptor's fallen out of favor recently. Alright, Hive is there. Do we see Vipers? Vipers are the hard counter to the Colossus as long as there's no Templar Archives, and we can see there isn't. But REYNOR's always a little slow on his Hive tech. That's one traditional thing of REYNOR's ZvP is, I don't really need the Hive. I want to win with Ravagerling Bane. There is 5 sentries, so plenty of force fields to get Creator out of trouble, but I don't think he can force his way on creep. Creator's taking the top left base. Creator is down in workers right now. Adrenal Glands is on the way. No Vipers building. REYNOR has the gas for it. And I really think this is a huge mistake that he makes a lot of the time of not using that Hive tech to its full effect. Vipers destroy this army with either of their abilities. Ravagerling Bane coming in from 2 sides. It's a bad fight for REYNOR to fight on the right. The force fields on the left trying to stop this ridiculous avalanche of Banelings. Oh my god, REYNOR just shoving into a crazy position. The 2 Immortals get shot down. But 3 Colossus still standing strong. It's going to be a remax of Roach Ling. Creator's trying to push in right now. He senses weakness. Stalker's focusing down the Ravagers. I think Creator needs to back off now, though. He's a bit deep on creep. Ling's coming in from behind, and it's time to get out of there. He's already done so much damage, but oh, one of the Colossi goes down. He's trying to warp in on the front line. He's going to get biled, though. Stalker's starting to fall. It's getting very expensive. This was a great fight for Creator. He's still trying to just win the game right now, which I think could work, but it's all Blink Stalkers he's making. He's not long-term efficient units. He's got to do it now. The Roach Ravager getting in, though. Another Colossus falls. Great plays here for REYNOR, and I think that's going to force Creator home. Take out a hatchery and get out of there would be a good play right now. Actually kills a bunch more drones. There's not that much Roach Ravager. There's only like 11 Roaches out. Maybe he could have kept going, actually. I was looking at the supply and going, well, this is terrible for Creator, but supply isn't everything. It takes so long for these Roaches to get out there. Now he definitely needs to be cautious. 2 Vipers do start up. Why does Protoss always blink all their Stalkers at once? They always do it forward. Very rarely backwards. So when you're trying to chase the Zerg down, you want to blink forward to try to pick off those Roaches and Ravagers as the Zerg's trying to disengage. Because you want to punish the Zerg for trying to run away. It is sometimes something that backfires big, though. So it's always a dangerous move, and it should always be done only when you're very confident in your position. We do sometimes see players click it a bit too eagerly and get punished for it. Happened a few times in this series so far for Creator. Blinks do take out a few Stalkers. Nicely done for REYNOR. REYNOR's still got 4 bases mining. It's not the end of the world against the 68 Pro Protoss. The problem for Creator is that he's doing nothing but making Stalkers, and now Vipers are on the field. So Creator, if he were to start building Immortals, which he is, and then add Archons, Storm, Zealots, 5th base, I think he'd be in a good spot. But to go anywhere above 20 Stalkers is basically you're investing in off milk. You know, if someone ever pours some milk on the ground in front of you and then says, would you like to buy some shares of this for a few dollars? I don't know, man. Let's just say you probably shouldn't be investing your own money. Maybe you should have one of those Britney Spears things where someone controls your life for you. It's not the smartest thing. Going above 30 Stalkers, it's very big diminishing returns. They are very low stats. And it's definitely going to be an issue the longer the game goes. Upgrades are decent. 2-1 upgrades on the way here. Oh, he blinks forward with everything. Oh, Creator, we were just talking about this. Oh, big punish. Oh, big punish. At least those guys... No, they're getting surrounded even after they blink back. Some Banelings rolled in, I think, up there. Oh, no, they didn't. That was just the recalled Stalkers still having an attack animation on them. But, dude, he just lost like 10 Stalkers for no reason, I think. He's re-warping them all back in. But, big misplay. Creator! Oh my god, he gets a Ravager, but that's so dangerous. He's got a Disruptor out now. Remember, REYNOR is the king of dodging Disruptors. Hopefully I'm not jinxing him right now. But no, he just abducts the Disruptor, doesn't even need to dodge. That's what I was talking about with the Vipers. Stalkers don't defend against this Psy Storm, and feedback would have shut down REYNOR's comp. Lings get in the top left at the same time. Banelings still crashing into the Stalkers on the left. And there's still a Dux left where that came from. Blinding Cloud. Gonna grab a Colossus there. Warp Prism does save it. Nice micro for Creator. Creator with the blink forward. He blunks on his face. He says, eat my particle disruptors, you dirty Zerg. But REYNOR's already killed 40 workers, almost. He's way up. If REYNOR can just survive, he's good. He's sending more Lings to the top left. He's going to try and mass Roach Ravager. Vipers need to be careful. Creator blinking forward might actually be the right play here. There's Lings to punish it. Creator is going to get both Vipers. Big mistake for REYNOR. Those Vipers were the one thing that was going to shut down those 2 Colossus and the Immortal. That being said, Creator's pretty all in right now. A lot of Roaches popping out, getting picked off as they pop. Creator showing some great killer instinct right now. Mass Baneling trying to morph on that right side. Creator's going to try and shove right on top. Drones being forced off the line. This is a bad position to be in for REYNOR. The Stalker's a bit too clumped. You want to spread him out a bit more there, though. A little bit clumped up, but they don't take too many hits. The Stalker's still doing pretty well. Colossus can get back down the ledge. Oh, they roasted toast. The Colossus saved deep in the red. And REYNOR actually gets taken out. I thought REYNOR had that one in the bag, but Creator, with those 2 Colossus at the end of the day, does it. We got to check the kills on these bad boys. 7 kills, 40 kills. Okay. And this guy just took a lot of punches. He just went from 7 to 20 kills, to 24 kills, 52 kills. Well, those Lings clumping up behind the mineral line, definitely not what you want. Youchies. Ooh, 24 kills and 52 kills. That's a 76 kill Colossus duo. I thought Creator might be overcommitting there, but you know what? REYNOR, his mass Baneling army did not find the mark. He overcommitted, and then losing his Vipers as well, getting counterattacked hardcore. Great strike for Creator. What a great series. GG, well played to Creator.